What it do, everybody? It's Freddie G. Another School of Hard Knocks Thanksgiving week. Didn't really come last week for real, because those games were pretty much boring. There wasn't really much to go over. Mainly we're just anticipating for this week that's coming up, the rivalry week, which last year, which we're gonna get into. Last year's rivalry week was one of the best rivalry weeks I've seen in a long time. And every game, like I said before, every game had a fight. Everybody talking that shit. Like all these games was lit. Like without a shot of a doubt, it was lit. So I'm kind of hoping the same thing. It's gonna be hard to outdo that, but I don't see it happen. But man, cause it was like literally every game was a fight. Like they was literally fighting every game, planting flag. It was a flag planted every game. Like man, it was, to me as a fan, it was beautiful. It was very beautiful. But they're gonna try to make it as normal as possible, like less boring. But it is what it is. It's rivalry week. Like everybody that's playing, the team that they're playing is they got beef. The rivalry week, it's like anything can happen. You know, it is what it is, pretty much. But speaking of that, we're gonna get into these games that's coming up this week. We got some games on Friday, day after Thanksgiving, some rivalry games. Ole Miss and Mississippi State. They're playing in the Egg Bowl, and I think Lane and Ole Miss gonna pretty much they're gonna win this one. Going forward, I think Ole Miss is gonna be in the playoffs. I think they got that spot secured. I'm not sure who they're gonna play first, but they got a chance to run, to do something. But as far as these rumors with Lane Kiffin go, there's been rumors of either Florida or LSU trying to make an attempt in getting Lane Kiffin. And I made a lot of these little memes and whatnot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. It depends on how far Ole Miss, because this really Ole Miss getting to the playoffs. It's kind of a plus. So I don't see him wanting to leave. He kind of he established a culture here. But I mean, you never know. You never know, especially nowadays. I mean, it's one of those. It's one of those things. Like when you look at it about like 5 or 10 years ago, you couldn't see nothing like this happening in college football. Like the landscape and everything is going around. But now you're looking at it, it's crazy because players leaving teams, coaches getting fired, staffs getting changed, personnel getting changed. Like man, so it's a slippery slope, and some teams they never recover from it. Like Clemson ain't never recovered from it. They haven't. Clemson haven't been back. I mean, hell, we haven't been back since down 2020 or 2021, but still though, Clemson ain't really like they've been off the map since 2020, and that was about 5 years ago. Um, but like I said, Lane Kiffin, I think they're gonna Ole Miss gonna throw the whole bag at him and try to get him to stay. So that's my speak on it. But as far as the Ole Miss and the playoffs, I like seeing it. I like seeing a lot of SEC teams in the playoffs. Now, depending on how I go down, I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Cause it still got like at least 2 weeks. We gotta see how everything play out. Hopefully, we get in. We gotta handle the business of Jordan here. Um, you know, another game that's on Friday night actually is Georgia and Georgia Tech. Now, Georgia Tech, it could have been a lot more interesting if Georgia Tech didn't lose last week. But now we're in here and now. Georgia and Georgia Tech last year went to like 7 overtimes. So it's not gonna be an easy game. Now Georgia, they might. the case scenario, they might handle Georgia Tech. Like just full throttle, do what they do. But if Georgia mess around and make this a fight with these dudes, cause like I said, man, I wouldn't want to like they was at one point ranked in the top 10. I wouldn't really sleep on Georgia Tech like that, you know. But that's just me. Gunner might end up having a career day, but it just rivalry week. You don't know how game's gonna play out. You gotta watch it in the moment. So I think it's gonna be a close game actually. It might not go 7 overtimes, but it's gonna be a close game throughout. And I mean, I got Georgia winning, but like I said, they don't want to play with this team. They really don't. So on Saturday we got you know Oregon, Oregon and Washington. Now Washington can probably like cause some problems if they're not going to get into the playoffs, but they could mess it up for Oregon. Like they really can in that scenario. But I don't know. I haven't really watched much of Washington this year. I watched a lot of Oregon. They haven't played nobody, so it's not nothing new with them. But Dan Lanning, matter of fact, before I get into it, Dan Lanning. Now I gotta give credit, man. He disciple of Nick Saban. He's a great coach over there at Oregon. He had something to say last weekend about them playing competition, like how their conference got the highest competition, and like how they're not playing no patty cake team pretty much. And it was pretty much throwing a jab at the SEC. I mean, and or like these other like you could say other conference, but mainly the SEC. And I'm like, Oregon. So I had to think about it. And I had to do my research and went back and look at the like a lot of the teams that Oregon played, and it really all these teams that they played this year, except for Indiana and at the time Penn State, but these teams pretty much that Oregon played was garbage. They didn't have any kind of like a strong strength of schedule or any of that. So Oregon has a horrendous strength of schedule to me. I'm not. They're not in the top 5. They're not worthy enough. And then too, if that's the case, then shouldn't the team like the director have say in choosing who to play? Like you can't be crying about the wrong thing, though, Dan. You just can't be crying about the wrong thing, man. Uh, Other than all that, with the I got Oregon winning that one, but I would like to see Washington upset just to throw something at this dude. And I like you too, Dan. But damn though, you got my bad side now. You got my bad side. Now, another game that just like with us, or you could say one of the second best rivalries in college football, um, taking place at noon Saturday. No, is it not noon? Probably 2:30. No, it's at noon. Yes, at noon. The Michigan Wolverines versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I think that game right there is gonna be a must see. Ryan Day been prepping for this all year. Um, I was having this discussion with my father yesterday. Matter of fact, he said that like this year Ohio State, I think they got too much, too much for them and all that. Wasn't I wanted to say I kind of had to think about it. Um, just by question, wasn't that the same situation last year though? Like, don't get me wrong, like Ohio State, I mean not Ohio State, Michigan coming off a championship, they wasn't as like they wasn't the best or had a good roster, a decent roster, but still though, they beat the eventual champs. And they've been beating these dudes for the last 5 years, since 2021. These last 5 seasons, pretty much. Dating back to 2021. It might not be 5 years, but still, though, they beat him pretty for a long time. And then not only that, he was on the hot seat last year when they beat him. Dude was literally finna get fired. That championship saved him. That championship saved Ryan Day. Because that dude was literally on the hot seat in the college football playoffs. Because if he didn't win in the playoffs, he was going to get fired. No ifs, ands, or buts. So he got a saving grace. But, he messed around and lose to Michigan again this year. He right back on the hot seat. Winning the championship, that's perfect. That's the goal. But you can't beat your rival, though. You can't beat your rival. That's nuts. But, another game that I'm anticipating, and I've been thinking about it all week, of course, because based on our performance, we had a good showing out last Saturday. I ain't gonna lie, but this is the biggest week to us, the biggest test, the Iron Bowl between Alabama and Auburn, and it's at Jordan-Hare, and everybody knows that place is so haunted and so like weird and voodoo-ish. Like, man, you can't. You really, it's like a mind trick. Now, Kick Six, 2013. That was nuts. Didn't see that coming. Literally didn't see that coming. Pretty much was a laughing meme for like years at that point. I think we lost in 2019 also. We lost a couple times to Jordan-Hare. But the last 2 times that we done won, they was literally by some saving grace. Like Bryce Young literally had to pray before that drive even started. And because we was just like right now, it's like every time we play these dudes, our championship, like our playoff hopes is in this game. 2021, 2023, and now 2025. Like literally. 2021, we had already lost to Texas A&M, and we trying to get to Georgia in the CFP. I mean, not the CFP, in the SEC championship. We had to beat Auburn, and they kept it close the whole time. Then fast forward 2 years later, we trying to get to Georgia again. The 2023 SEC championship. We gotta handle business with Auburn though. By the grace of Jalen Milroe, man, it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Jalen Milroe and Isaiah Bonds, that play was crazy. Can't really bring up the kick six or none of that no more. But yeah, I mean, this game is a rivalry. I got a lot of Auburn friends. I got family that graduated from Auburn. I got family that my father went to Alabama. My cousin went to Alabama. So we got a lot going on in this game. It's always been like this to me. Like since I think really it's definitely like our little brother, but it's one of our toughest competitions because they're gonna play us. They are the hardest. They pretty much like Florida State. They prep the whole year. They could lose every game all year, and then just prepare to just try to beat us in this one. Especially if we got something on the line. So we gotta hope everybody's on par, top 10, like everything. I don't think Jeremy Bernard, he didn't play last week. I think they were just resting up because he got pretty banged up in the Oklahoma game. But, we need everybody on this game. Todd, I know a lot of people say he's regressing. I think it just take time from him to he going through a little slump, but I think he gonna come out this game and do what he needs to do to win. I'm hoping we get a good run game this coming up. We do a little something in the run, cause I think last game we kind of got to see a little bit open up, but we got to continue to do that. And as far as the kicker go, and I ain't gonna lie, this is just because I've been said this. The dude's horrendous. It got to a point where they had to, like, he missed a 28-yard field goal and then got booed. And then, like, it's some fans saying that we shouldn't do that. And I'm like, man, what? This dude, literally, if he would have made one kick last against Oklahoma, we would have won that game. If he would have made one kick, but couldn't even do it. So we got that. We got to worry about that, and that might end up penalizing us for that in the college football because we got a sorry kicker. So one thing I can say, our defense is just keep on doing that thing. I guess it feel like the side switch. The offense was like progressing. The defense wasn't that good, but now it's the opposite way around. Defense literally won us the latter part of the season. But, you're going to need them this week. We're definitely going to need them. And I'm just hoping the best for us. Now, another thing I'm worried about, first of all, we got to handle business with Auburn. Because we going to beat Auburn, all that shit out the window. But if we mess around and beat Auburn, let's say we get to the SEC Championship, we play Texas A&M, and we lose. I hope we don't get penalized for that. Because if we do, it's going to be some hell. It's literally going to be some riots. So, I don't know what it is, what they're going to have to do. But they're going to have to make it an attempt to, because they last year, same case scenario. SMU lost in the conference championship. They put SMU in. So it better, in spite of Alabama. So they better make the right decision. Or it's going to be some hell. A lot of people are saying that. I'm talking about, so, you got to do what you got to do. Put us at 12 or whatever. I know we better be in if we mess around and go to the SEC championship. Because, if you do that, you penalize just for going to the conference championship and lose. It's just as bad that you do that. The conference championship it's not gonna be a thing in a couple years. That's just my take on it. I'll dive into that. I'll dive in Never Rabbit Hole soon. But that's how it's gonna go. I swear. Man, I tell you. It's like the committee. That the BCS was a flawed system, of course. To some people. Some people rather go back to the BCS. But the more we open this up, and the reason why they created the college football playoffs because when we did LSU. When we did the LSU is the reason why they created the playoffs. Then once we won the playoffs, we won 3 in the playoffs. That pretty much was like, you know what? We gotta stretch this out. Alabama keep on getting in like the 2023. That was it. They had to really 2018, but the 2023. That's really when they would have to we got to open this up some more, and we just keep on getting in it. Now, I know this dude, DeBoer. I've been on his good side. I've been praising him all season. After that Florida State, even after the loss to Oklahoma. But this is his first time. This is staff's first time going to Jordan-Hare. I don't want to lose this record we got against these dudes of beating them like 5. This is like Ohio State and Michigan. We got a streak of beating these dudes since 2020. I'm not trying to lose that streak. So keep it going. And if you lose this one, I should you not. That's gonna make a ride too. Cause we're gonna get your ass out of there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But yeah, look, man, I'm going to head out. Might put back up tomorrow. But this further to School of Hard Knocks, episode 32. I'm gonna give it y'all bees now.